Okay, so I want to add rotation to his one of his spine bones while he's aiming up or down. In order to do that, I'm going to use the animation rigging package. If you don't know where the package manager is, it's under Windows. You open this up, make sure you're under Unity Registry, and you can just look it up on the list for animation rigging, or you can type it in here, and then you press install. Okay, so once it's installed, you should create this menu drop down at the top here called animation rigging with all these options. So right away I'm going to go into my main character prefab and try to implement this. Okay, so with the prefab open, I'm going to select the FBX, main character default pose, and I'm going to open that up, and instead of having the default pose selected, I'm going to select the armature. So make sure that the armature is selected, and go up here, and then press, I'm going to open up this armature, and at the bottom you should see rig 1. On here I'm going to right click and create an empty, and I'm going to name it aim, and make sure that it's parented under rig 1. And with the aim selected, I'm going to, okay, my recording is not working properly. I think it's because of this animation rigging. If I go to add component, I need to, with the aim selected, I need to select multi-aim constraint, and it creates this, and then multi-aim constraint, and asks me for a few things. So the first thing that I need to do is, for the constrained object, that's the object that's going to be constrained, and for me it's going to be maybe the spine one. So I need to go down my list under the armature, look for spine one, and I'm going to drag and drop the spine one into this field. Another thing that it's asking for is the aim axis, which is the forward, and the up axis, which is up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this the spine bone selected, make sure that I'm in local, and then it shows me that my up is Z, and then my forward is negative Y. So I need to go back here, and my aim axis is negative Y, and my up axis is Z. Under source objects, I'm going to press the plus button, and it's asking me basically for what this is going to be constrained to. So under my camera, I'm going to create an empty, and I'm going to call it aim look at. And I'm just going to basically put it out here somewhere, directly in front of him. Doesn't have to be an exact location, it can just be roughly somewhere out here in front of him. I think probably at his chest level is probably the best. And make sure that it's dead center. And then I'm going to select that aim again. And I am going to drag and drop that here, aim look at. Okay, so if I hit play now, as you can see, the first problem is he's rotating to the look at position even though he's not aiming. Another problem is, even though I've constrained the spine, he goes up and down, rotates backwards in the wrong axis. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to fix that, but the one thing I do know how to fix is to turn this off, while he's not aiming. So basically what I need to do is in code, I need to shut this off. I need to set wait to 0 when he's not aiming, and when he is aiming, it's set back to 1. So in the main character script, okay, so in the main character script, at the very top, I'm going to type in using Unity engine dot animation dot rigging. I think I need to do that in order to access all this rigging stuff. And then I'm going to go to public game. I want to create a variable, public game object called aim, and I want to create a multi-aim constraint called multi-aim constraint with a lowercase m. And immediately in the start function, I'm going to set multi-aim constraint equals the aim dot get component multi-aim constraint. So in this aim, I'm trying to grab with this. I'm trying to grab this multi-aim constraint, and from here I'm going to change the value of this. So back in the code, where the button is being pressed down, I'm going to put multi-aim constraint dot wait equals 1, and when the button is released, it's going to be set to 0. So I'm going to compile that, go back into the editor, and with the character selected in the script, I've created a field for aim. So I'm going to drag and drop this. So now if I hit play, oh, he's still doing it. What did I miss here? Maybe it's not. Sometimes if I change the position of it, at the top somewhere, maybe I'll read it. Nope, it's not working. Okay, it's actually working now. The reason is because instead of setting the weights when the button is pressed, I'm going to put it under here when is aiming bow is true, then the weight is 1. If is aiming bow is false, then the weight is 0. And the is aiming bow boolean is set to true if the button is pressed, and if it's released, then it's set to false. So if I go play, as you can see, he's not rotating when the bow's down, but once the bow's up, he's rotating. He's just rotating in the wrong axis, so I need to figure out a way to fix that. Okay, so I think it actually is rotating in the right axis. It just doesn't. It's just not doing it like. It's kind of hard to tell. It does look like it's sort of like he's sort of looking up. He's sort of looking down. But another thing that I need to do is whenever I let go of the button and shoot the arrow, he should, like the arrow should go towards wherever the crosshair is pointing, so which is basically down the center of the screen. So basically what I did was in the main character script I created a couple of variables. I created a public vector 3 arrow destination. So this is the point that the raycast through the camera goes through and detects whatever the camera is looking at. And then I need a boolean can rotate the arrow. So basically what I did was when is aiming bow is true, which is when the fire button is being pressed down, then I'm going to do a raycast, and if the raycast hits something, then arrow destination is the hit point of that raycast, and can rotate arrow is true. If nothing is hit, then I go else can rotate arrow is false. So all this information has to be fed into the arrow script. So in the arrow script, I'm using main character script. I created what's a player. Oh, the one thing I forgot is in the prefabs, the arrow moving prefab, I need to drag and drop the player. So I'm going to drag and drop the prefab. So back in the arrow script, using main character script, I'm creating a main character script of type main character, which is the actual main character script, and public game object player, and that's where I just dumped in the player prefab. So from here, main character script equals player.getComponent main character. So I'm getting the main character script from the player as a component, and from the script, if the can rotate arrow boolean is true, then I'm going to set the rotation. So transform rotation equals quaternion dot rotate towards. So this one is the arrow's current rotation, and this here is the desired rotation, which is quaternion, look, rotation, main character script, arrow destination, which is the it's I stored the hit point of the raycast in that, so wherever the raycast hits, that's the destination. Whoops. Vector 3 rotate towards vector 3. Maybe I don't need this vector up. I need it to rotate. Vector 3 forward. So I'm getting the look rotation by getting the arrow destination and getting the vector 3 forward. So basically this is rotating the arrow towards the raycast hit. So if I let that compile, I'm going to go hit play. So let's just say I'm aiming, but if I aim out into the sky, then I'm hitting nothing, so the arrow will just go straight. But if I aim for, let's just say, the corner of this cube or this geometry, it didn't quite get it, but so if I go right in the middle of this geometry. Okay, so I can't even really tell if this is working. Like logically in my mind, it should work. It's yeah, you can sort of see it's barely skimming the top of like where I'm aiming. Let's see what happens if I revert back to this original. I don't, this look rotation, actually no, I'm going to cancel both of these out, and I'm going to go arrow destination. So transform look at main character script arrow destination, vector 3 forward. So this one's rotating towards over a certain period of time. This one looks at, I guess, almost immediately. Let's see what that does. I'm not even sure. It's so hard to tell if this is working. So let's just say I go for a corner. Let's say the top corner of this geometry. I barely sort of missed it, so I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'll just go for the edge. So it hits it like roughly, but it's like not exactly. If I go for the corner of that shadow, then it didn't hit the corner of the shadow, it hit somewhere right above it. I'm assuming it's sort of accurate because where the instantiation point is located, it shouldn't coincide with that crosshair at all. It should just go straight. it's not super accurate, but I think you sort of get the point of the logic. Um, yeah, this video was a bit of a fail actually. I'll be pretty honest. Like the spine rotation is not doesn't look super good, and I can't tell if I can't get the arrow to go exactly where I want it to go. But I think I'm going to cut it off here because I think overall everything that I did in video 1 was definitely good. This video here, video 2, it was I guess a good attempt, but um, I think I'm pretty much finished with this. Like for the most part, like the whole thing's working. It just seriously lacks accuracy. It just needs to be a little bit more accurate. But I think you probably get the point. So I'm going to cut it off here. I'm finished with this series. Thankfully, it's only a 2-part series, not a 3-part series. So please be on the lookout for more videos because I'll probably be doing more stuff in the future. Okay, thanks.